Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Dave TV. How y'all doing? Not wearing any camo today. No, nope. Not yet, anyway. I'm actually still in my sleeping attire. Imagine. Actually, I don't sleep with this heavy sweatshirt on, but yeah. So here, hey, professional, huh? I don't even get dressed in the morning. Just come out and sit in front of the camera in my PJs and address the mass audience. How y'all doing, everybody? It's Dave TV. Interesting stuff going on as usual. The Monday edition for the 5th of November 2012. Okay. A couple things. First off, the election. Tomorrow, go out and vote. uh, I don't know. I look at a bunch of different websites. I look at a Princeton website. I look at Nate Silver's website. I look at a whole bunch of really investigative people that really crunch the numbers. And you just have to say Obama has the lead, okay? He's got a slim lead in the popular vote and a little more substantial lead in the electoral college vote. And chances are he's going to win tomorrow, okay? But I'm watching these shows like Morning Joe and all this other stuff, and the Washington Post in their coverage, and they're really hyping the fact that it's close. You know, they're hyping the fact because they want readers, they want web traffic, they want viewers tomorrow night. And I see a lot of that in the kind of packed journalism, quote unquote journalism of today, that it just seems like rather than just report the truth, they're trying to hype stuff. Oh, it's hype above truth. And I see, left-wing websites do that, right-wing websites do that, and it's just like, I don't know. One of the things I do enjoy about some of these just kind of statistical electoral college websites is they just give you the truth unvarnished, and that's it. And you make your decision. You don't need all these idiots. I really do have to say, journalism today is so much celebritydom. They're all big, fat, high-paid celebrities that are hyping their product. That's basically what they are. And with very little journalism in journalism today, damn it. So, Paul Farhi, they have always investigate. Again, what's up with the Washington Post? Half the media stuff in this market, they don't even bother to cover. And yet, once in a while, Paul Farhi will stumble upon something, usually something that, something about Paul Farhi. He doesn't like WAMU. I don't know. He's always on their case for something. Now, all the other radio stations don't matter, just WAMU, But anyhow, so he comes out with this big story. I'm doing my Chris Plant here. Jerry Edwards, who's been doing traffic here in Washington for 25, 30 years, whatever. He's doing traffic. He recently signed on as the traffic dude at WAMU there, but he's not here in Washington. He's down in Sarasota. So, he obviously has a hookup there. It's connected to the internet, whatever. He's getting he gets the satellite. He's sitting in his little cubicle somewhere in his basement. I don't know what. And he's, he can do the traffic. The technology today allows him to do that. The technology today allows radio people. You can be a DJ. You listen to Austin Hill. He used to do Phil. I don't know if he still does it. Fill-in work on WMAL. He's in Phoenix. He's sitting in a studio in Phoenix doing a morning radio show in Washington. And nobody would know that. You would have no idea about that. That happens all the time in radio today. So, to be a traffic reporter, you don't have to be here in Washington. Now, I would argue with Jim Farley, who's the head of WTOP, who's quoted in Farhi's story today. Farhi. That's confusing. Anyhow, I agree with Jim Farley that it's better to be in Washington if you're covering Washington traffic. And WTOP has this huge traffic division there at their D.C. studio, and it's great, and they do a great job. And I can see where WTOP would be angry at WAMU for having some guy doing the traffic out of Florida. But the technology allows them to do that, and why not? And the other thing is this. WTOP and WAMU are different kinds of stations. One of the main reasons why people listen to WTOP, especially in morning and afternoon drive time, is for traffic. Traffic is huge on WTOP, and likewise, they spend a huge amount of their resources covering local traffic. People don't listen to WAMU for traffic, okay? They don't. It's good if it's there. It's great to have it there. But when there's a traffic backup, people don't say, let's flip on WAMU. They flip on WTOP, okay? They listen to WAMU for that mix of public radio, whatever news talk. They like that. Okay, it's highly rated here in the Washington market, but they don't listen to WAMU for traffic. They want their traffic in the news report with the weather and all that. That's fine, but it's not a go-to traffic station. So I personally don't have a problem with WAMU farming out their traffic to some guy in Philly or some guy down in Sarasota, Florida. Okay, as long as it's accurate, as long as it works, as long as they get the it doesn't matter where you are. You could be in India. You call caller centers today, talk to your cable company or your bank, and you're talking to somebody in India. But, that's the way of the world today. So I think Paul Farhi is getting a little bit overblown over this. To run a front page style section. It's just a continual showing of how inept the Washington Post is with I don't know, just meriting a front page style section to tell us that, I've discovered that Jerry Edwards is in Sarasota. And I can understand WTOP being upset about that, but they're different kinds of stations. We have one of our advertisers here in Washington, Reliant Broadcasting, Zoom Moonshot. That's his real name. And he's here in the Washington area. And he does traffic all over the country. He does traffic for stations in Los Angeles and Vegas and all over the place because the technology allows him to do that. He doesn't have to be in Vegas to do Vegas traffic. Total Traffic Network here in Washington and Silver Spring, they do traffic all over the Mid-Atlantic. Julie Wright and people there at Total Traffic are doing traffic for Norfolk stations that are 300 miles away. The technology allows that. And the fact, I think Paul Farhi, again, could have written a better story if he had a little more background about what the hell's going on in the business. But instead, it's like, slow news day at the Post, as it always is in the style section, and another dumb old space filler. I'll tell you something. The Washington Post could do a huge upgrade in their media coverage is just to jettison Farhi and just bring in Eric Wemple. Because Eric Wemple is 3.2 times better than Paul Farhi. So there. So did I generate enough controversy there? I don't know. Letters. We get letters. We get letters all the time, right? And so I get this email from a local radio dude who is currently on the sidelines. I won't say who it is because I don't want to taint his career, but he goes, out of curiosity, Dave, I'm just wondering where your passion for radio comes from. You seem to care more about what's going on than many folks that I know in the business. I don't know. I'm just a crazy person who just, as a kid, I just grew up with radio. I always loved radio. I've always been listening to radio ever since I was 5, 6, 7 years old, and I've always fascinated with radio. I don't know. It's just something I've always enjoyed and interested in, and never actually worked in the radio business. The closest I ever came was in college when I worked at the JMU radio station for a while. I did some on-air news reports, and I worked in the the program library and stuff like that. But I didn't really even have much of a desire to be on the radio. I did play DJ in my basement when I was a kid. I'd have a couple record players and play songs and have little tapes with jingles on them and stuff like that. But that's the closest I ever did. I just like the business. I enjoy the business. I like covering the business. I like sitting on the sidelines and slamming everybody in it. So there. I don't know. Crazy me. Okay, folks. So there. I'll answer that question to y'all. So anyhow, election day, go out and vote. I think Obama's going to win. I really do. I think it's not going to be a landslide by any means. But I think if you look at the poll, if you look at those sites that just do the electoral college countdowns and look at the polls and do their analysis, Obama has an advantage. On a day before the election, I'd certainly rather be in Obama's shoes with his polling numbers than a Romney's shoes. So there. I'm not to say it couldn't happen. Romney couldn't win, but I think at the moment, it's a pretty good chance Obama will be reelected, but you never know. Right. Cast your vote for DCR TV, by the way, won't ya? October was a slowish month with the storm and all that. People aren't thinking about, I got to send some money to Dave. They're battling up, putting boards up on their windows. And November's always been a slow month traditionally because a lot of people are starting to focus on Thanksgiving and Christmas and holiday spending. So, you got a few bucks laying around. Send us, anything. 500, 5,000, 50 cents. PayPal it to us or send us a check in the mail. And we also get some really good ad deals. If you want to put up an ad through the end of the year or through early 2013, we got some really good deals. Email me at dcrtv@dcrtv.com and I'll give you some deets. So there. All right, folks, thanks for watching Dave TV for Monday, the 5th of November, 2012. Aloha, baby.